Welcome to the new year and the new legislative session of the General Assembly. This is our 2022 session. We welcome each of you. This is a committee on transportation. I'm Chairman Terry Austin, and we'll do our very best to serve your needs this year. First, Mr. Clerk, would you take the attendance, please? Please indicate your presence on the electronic voting board. And it looks like mine doesn't want to work, Mr. Clerk.
Well, there we go. I didn't think it liked me yet.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm trying to hit on my name. I apologize. Well, I'll figure out how to conduct this business here shortly. So we got it. I was pushing on my name, not the presence button. So we're good. Okay. Delegate McGuire, not present. Okay. All righty. We'll close the roll, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Clerk.
Okay. We have a quorum.
Okay. We do have a quorum with us. Thank you. Today we'll go over some protocol and procedures by which we will conduct our business before the committee this session. But before we begin, let me welcome the members of the committee. Your work on this committee is very important to the transportation systems and networks in Virginia. We strive to have our actions of this committee bring value to transportation in every mode: surface, rail, water, airports, the Port of Virginia, and our services provided at the DMV. Those are very important to the Commonwealth of Virginia, and for the past 8 years that I've been on this committee, we've all taken those very seriously, and I know our staff and our committee here today will do the same. So I would ask now that we all introduce ourselves and state the area and the district that you represent, and I will start with my vice chairman to my right, Delegate LaRock.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dave LaRock, 33rd House District, I think. I now live in the 30th House District, if I'm not mistaken, but serve the 33rd until for another couple of years. That's Western Loudoun, Northern Clark, and part of Frederick County.
Delegate Wendell Walker from the city of Lynchburg, represent part of Amherst County, part of Lynchburg, and part of Bedford County. That will be the future 51st district in 2 years.
Good morning. I'm Scott Wyatt, Eastern Hanover, all of New Kent County, and a majority of King William County. Thank you.
I'm Delegate John Avoli, and I represent the 20th District, which has the beautiful Highland County, inundated with snow this weekend, parts of Augusta County, also the city of Stanton, Waynesboro, and the infamous Route 151 Nelson County.
I'm Delegate Chris Runyon. I represent Rockingham, portion of Rockingham, portion of Augusta, and a portion of Western Albemarle.
Good morning, Bill Wiley, 29th District, Winchester, Frederick County, and the northern part of Warren County, soon to be the 31st. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Delegate Kim Taylor. I represent the 63rd, which is the county of Dinwiddie, the city of Petersburg, and Western Chesterfield.
Good morning. I'm Tara Durant, and I represent the 20th District, which is portions of city of Fredericksburg and Stafford County.
My name's Tim Anderson. I represent the 83rd District, which is the beach section of Virginia Beach and Norfolk, the best parts. Glad to be here.
Good morning. I'm Ann Farrell Tata. I represent the 82nd, which is all of Virginia Beach, except the best part.
Move to Delegate Ward, please.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Delegate Juwan Ward. I represent a portion of the city of Hampton, the 92nd House District, and it's such an honor to continue serving on this committee. I've been here since 2004.
Good morning. I'm Delegate Dolores McQuinn, representing the 70th House District, and Delegate Ward has been here for absolute forever. But anyway, I represent a part of Eastern Henrico, Chesterfield County, Northern Chesterfield, Charles City, and the city of Richmond.
Good morning. Delighted to be here. I'm Betsy Carr, representing a portion of the city of Richmond, and I'm a newbie. I've only been here on this committee since 2010.
Good morning. Lamont Bagby. I represent the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
How do you follow that? I am Delegate Kathleen Murphy. I represent the 34th District, which is McLean, Great Falls, and parts of Loudoun. It includes the Potomac.
Good morning. I'm Delegate David Reed, and I represent the 32nd District, which is the eastern portion of Loudoun County.
Good morning. I'm Delegate Carrie Delaney. I represent the 67th District, which includes parts of Fairfax and Loudoun County.
Good morning. I'm Vivian Watts. I represent a part of Fairfax County that if you can't avoid getting into our traffic, it is when you get to the mixing bowl and the Beltway on 95, that is the center of my district. And I also am a newbie to this committee, but have had just a little experience in the past.
Thank you, Madam Secretary of Transportation. Just a little experience. Good morning, everybody. My name is Charnel Herring. I represent the 46th House District. That's the city of Alexandria, most of it, from the west end to the edge of Old Town. Thank you.
Thanks to each of you. Oh, I apologize. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Delegate Suhas Subramaniam, Loudoun County as well, and also Prince William County.
Okay. I thank each of you, and as you can see, we've got quite a bit of experience on this committee, from a past Secretary of Transportation down to many, many years. And I would hope that this committee would try to live up to the responsibilities of my friend Delegate Bagby in representing all of the Commonwealth. So thank you. Now let me introduce our clerk and our staff. Robert Aspen has been with us for 8 years on this committee. He has 32 years of experience with Dominion. Before retiring, he served 12 years in the General Assembly. And as I said, he's represented as clerk of this committee for 8 years under 4 different chairmanships. So I hope I will survive this committee. It seems to be a very difficult thing to do. So, Bob, we welcome you. Any comments you'd like to make, Bob?
Happy to be here. I love working down here, and I love all of this work, and I'm looking forward to a good session this time. So, and a safe one.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. With us also is a young lady that's done a phenomenal job, Miss Emma Buck. Emma is a committee attorney. Emma is a double major at UVA in government and English, and in 2012 earned her Juris Doctorate from the University of Richmond. This is her 7th session in the General Assembly and the 5th with House Transportation. So Emma does a phenomenal job. She tries to represent everyone on this committee. Her ears and her time is always accessible to us. So Emma, I welcome you back to the committee. Any comments you'd like to make, Emma?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I look forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. A young lady that I'm not that familiar with, Mrs. Jordan Surratt, who is a room clerk. And Jordan, I apologize. Any information you would like to share with our committee today or the audience?
No, just that I'm very honored to be in such great company, and I look forward to learning from you all.
Thank you, Jordan. We look forward to working with you. So before we proceed much further, we're going to talk a little bit about how we plan to operate this committee this year. This committee docket will proceed in the order of the bills on the docket, with the exceptions that if a committee chair is a patron of a bill, they will receive priority. So we'll move them ahead of all the other bills on the docket. We're not going to do sign-ups, so we're going to try to proceed with the docket as it is on the agenda and advertised to us. Any amendments or substitutes will be available online. So members, that's something that's a little bit different this year. When they're offered by the patron, physical copies will not be distributed. So we'll get our amendments to any legislation. The staff will make those available to us online. So no paper copies, which I'm not that happy with. I like a paper copy, but we will do as a committee and the House Clerk's office says. I'll remind the committee that those in attendance at our meetings are streamed online. So we're going to try a hybrid, and it's going to be a little bit cumbersome. We're going to have people coming into the committee online that we're going to try to provide time for them to express their concerns, plus we're going to hear people in person in attendance. So bear with us as we work through that process and try to integrate it. I think it could be a little bit difficult, but as this committee goes forward, we will improve on that, I think. I'll also remind the committee that our microphones are live, so be sure you turn off your mic button, turn it on, and use your request to speak button if you would, please. Missed votes can be recorded with the clerk during or immediately following the meeting. However, the outcome of a vote on a bill cannot and will not change based on a missed vote. So try to be in your seat, try to vote on legislation as it's before the committee. If you have to be out and you miss a vote, see the clerk. They will record your vote, but it will not change the outcome on a piece of legislation. So, for a vote to change, we have to reconsider a bill. So that's the only way we can change the outcome on a vote on a bill is if we reconsider that bill. Our committee will have 4 subcommittees, and they will be Subcommittee Number 1, Department of Motor Vehicles, chaired by Delegate Wiley, and they'll meet on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. in House Room 3. Subcommittee 2, Transportation Infrastructure and Funding, chaired by Delegate Wyatt, and they will meet on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. in House Room 2. Subcommittee 3, Highway Safety and Policy, chaired by Delegate LaRock. They will meet on Wednesdays at 4 p.m., 6th floor meeting room of the Pocahontas Building. Subcommittee 4 is Innovation and New Technology, chaired by Delegate Runyon, and it will meet as necessary. So it will not be a scheduled meeting. It will be an ad hoc called by the chairman as necessary. And we've done this in the past. It seemed to work very well, and we're going to try to proceed with that this year. So I'm going to go over a little bit of the session calendar that's important to our business. Some of the important dates for the committee to remember: budget amendments are due to the House Appropriations by 5 p.m., as are requests for drafts, redrafts, and corrections to DLS. The deadline to file bills or joint resolutions is January 21 at 3 p.m. February the 10th is the last day that Transportation will meet to consider House bills. It's on February the 10th. February the 15th is the last day that the House will consider any House bills. February the 16th is when the House will consider Senate bills only. February 24th is the last transportation meeting where revenue bills will be considered. I'll remind the public of the House Clerk's Office policy that signs and banners cannot be held in any way that obstruct the view of others or impede the aisles, nor may they stand during the meeting unless they are presenting testimony. If you feel the urge to chant or demonstrate or act ill-behaved, I ask that it occur outside in Capitol Square, as it disrupts the work of the committee. So those are some of the rules that we're going to proceed with, and we may see the need to alter, deviate, or change those as this committee moves forward. We're certainly flexible, and I offer any comment or input. Come to my office, see me if any committee member wants to discuss anything that I've said or wants to make change. You know, I'm always welcome to entertain any options that are any information that is valuable to this committee by anyone on the committee. So feel free to come to my office. I'm on the 13th floor, and we will discuss anything that you need to discuss pertaining to the committee's actions. So are there any questions? I'm sorry, Ms. Buck. Yeah, I can introduce those now. So Subcommittee 1, chaired by Delegate Wiley, will have Delegate Avoli, Delegate McGuire, Delegate Walker, Delegate Taylor, Delegate Anderson, Delegate Ward, Delegate McQuinn, Delegate Delaney, Delegate Bagby, and of course I will be in attendance. And I will only vote in the absence of one of our members. Subcommittee 2 is chaired by Delegate Wyatt. It has Delegate Durant, Delegate Tata, Delegate Wiley, Delegate Taylor, Delegate Reed, Delegate Carr, and Delegate Murphy, and myself. Subcommittee 3 is chaired by Delegate LaRock. It has Delegate McGuire, Delegate Runyon, Delegate Anderson, Delegate Tata, Delegate Watts, Delegate Herring, Delegate Supermanian, and myself. Subcommittee 4, chaired by Delegate Runyon, Delegate Wyatt, Delegate Wiley, Delegate Tata, Delegate Murphy, Delegate Delaney, and myself. So we will make those available to you after the meeting. We'll email them to you so you're aware if you need any information. So, and as I said, feel free to come visit me at any time. So, having made those statements, does the clerk or Mrs. Buck have any comments or anything they need to add as a clerk or agent of the committee?
I'd like to just add about the changed vote. We used to be pretty loosey-goosey about how we could change, after the meeting, just change my vote. And the chairman made it very clear we have to bring that up in committee the next meeting and take up a motion for reconsideration to change any vote. Missed votes, of course, are different, but.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. So this morning we have 2 action items before our committee today. Our outgoing director or commissioner of the DMV, Commissioner Holcomb, is here. At this time, Commissioner Holcomb, if you'd like to come forward. Our second is our designee, the Secretary of Transportation, Mr. Miller, is here today to address our committee also. So, Mr. Holcomb, please.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, I thank you for this opportunity to address this committee for one final time, and to thank the committee and all of its members for the support that you've provided me over the 19 years of my 19-year tenure at DMV and the 5 governors that I've served. I will tell you, I know I look like a DMW hat here, but I'm wearing the buttons from Governor Allen, Governor McDonald, Governor McCullough, and Governor Northam. I apologize to Governor Gilmore. I could not find that button this morning, so I do apologize. As you know, I've decided to retire. Tomorrow will be my last day as DMV Commissioner. I'm leaving state service with a tremendous sense of accomplishment. Since I first became Commissioner back in 1994 under Governor Allen, we've served tens of millions of Virginians and collected over $40 billion of revenue for the Commonwealth. We've significantly expanded our service footprint, providing Virginians options to receive their DMV service. Our virtual office, the DMV website, has more than 50 transactions and is obviously open 24/7. More transactions than any other DMV in North America. Back when I started this job last century, in addition to our customer service centers, we had 22 license agents. They now are known by DMV Selects. We have grown that today to 56. With a number of selects in the wings to come live this year. We've also grown our DMV Connect program to 14 teams that take portable processing equipment into communities all across the Commonwealth for convenient service. We also expanded our service offering to include other state agencies. For the Department of Wildlife Resources, over 130,000 hunting and fishing licenses have been issued and boat titles and registration applications accepted at the DMV. For VDOT, we've issued more than 140,000 Easy Pass transponders and have processed more than 250,000 transactions at our 6 full-service Easy Pass offices across the Commonwealth. And for the Department of Health, probably one of my most proud moments, for the Department of Health, more than 1.1 million vital records have been issued at the DMV. My father always told me to leave a place better than I found it, and I'm pleased to leave behind a DMV that many see as the best DMV in North America, that many DMVs model their agencies after, and an agency that is staffed with the greatest public servants anywhere. Again, Mr. Chairman, I thank you and all the members of the committee for all the support and friendship that you've provided me over my 19 years in this position. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Holcomb. Commissioner Holcomb, do you mind coming back to the podium, please?
Yes, sir. You can do anything you want for the next 2 days.
I promise you we will be kind, as we should be. Commissioner Holcomb, we very much appreciate your contribution to the Commonwealth, not just during my tenure here, but for the many, many years that you've provided your services. We have grown the DMV, as you know, from the day you came in and started and took the helm to where it is today. The services rendered and offered to the public are just vastly improved, and that's all been under your leadership. And you deserve the credit and to be recognized tremendously for your service and your time to the Commonwealth. So from me, myself personally, not on behalf of this committee, because I'm going to allow the people of this committee to show their appreciation to you also, although we do have a limited time, and I know we can expand greatly with Rick's service. But Commissioner, I very much appreciate it. I thank your friendship and your agreement to work with me as you have in a cooperative spirit. So thank you, yes, sir. And I wish you the very best.
And Mr. Chairman, I should make one further comment to put the committee at ease. Vivian Cheatham is not retiring with me, so Vivian Cheatham remains.
I've already made that call.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, thank you. So is there anyone on the committee that would like to commend the commissioner or have a comment, please?
Yeah,
Delegate McQuinn, please.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioner. You know what, this is one of those, I know, bittersweet moments, you know, as you leave. I'm sure that it's sweet for you, but you walk away with a lot of institutional knowledge that's going to probably force Mr. Chairman to really pull back some pages to find out exactly all that's going on, even though he's very much abreast of the transportation system and certainly in the Commonwealth. But I want to thank you for your service. I mean, I know I had been serving on transportation, and I made a statement as I became the chair that I wish I had paid a lot more attention to what was going on when I wasn't the chair. But you were so gracious and helpful and just came with a wealth of knowledge. And even in my very naive moments, you were very gentle as not to just crush me in terms of my limited knowledge. So again, thank you for your service. Thank you for your friendship. Just thank you for just making Virginia, in terms of the work that you have done with DMV and other, and just the collaboration in the transportation department. We appreciate you and appreciate your service. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of my constituents. I think probably all of Virginia. The DMV has just been very responsive, and I know from my team, it's a pleasure to get our constituents' issues resolved. It's always been quickly. It's always been clear, and so thank you. It's made a difference. And it's one of the organizations that we do absolutely enjoy working with. So thank you. Thank you for your leadership.
Okay. Delegate Watts.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As I expressed some comments to the commissioner individually, but therefore let me take just a step back. Thank you in your career when we look at all the changes in technology that you have incorporated in the service of DMV. It is most impressive that this business of DMV is run so very well technically. It is the face that citizens see of government, all citizens, not just one agency or another. This involves all citizens, and it's tremendously important what you do. But the fact that you separated out the assurance that Vivian Cheatham would still be with us, thank God, underscores that it's not just technology, but the spirit that you have conveyed and supported throughout DMV to have that human face of service that is also so very important. And thank you so much for your dedicated public service. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Commissioner, I think you see that this House staff and committee very much appreciate your service and contribution to Commonwealth, and we wish you the very best in your retirement. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next, we have the Secretary-designee Miller from the Secretary of Transportation is going to come before us today and share some of his thoughts and visions as his designee-elect, and we look forward to it. Mr. Miller, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. It's truly an honor to be here. It's a privilege. I had the honor and privilege of being part of the General Assembly as an aide in 1980, a short 42 years ago, when I worked for Herb Bateman in the Senate. And so here I am again 42 years later, and it was an honor then, and it's an honor now, and I appreciate it. Let me just tell you a few short things about me so you know who I am. I grew up in the city of Norfolk, 5th generation, 5 generations on the same block there. Never really left except coming here for 3 months in school. I went to the public school system in the city of Norfolk, which was great for me. I then went off to Hampton-Sydney College. Rick is one of my alumni betters. He's a couple years older than I am, so he gets to retire a little earlier than I do. I went from Hampton-Sydney and went to work for Herb Bateman and Newport News Shipbuilding. I went back to business school and got an MBA. I transitioned into running a large accounting firm, CPA firm, now called Dixon Hughes Goodman. And I went from there and got involved in the fiber optics business in the defense industry, where I owned and grew a couple companies there, sold the major one 4 years ago and retired. I emphasize the word retired because I'm not retired now. Or at least I don't think I'm going to be in a couple days. I still have some interest in the fiber optics business that serves the telecom and industry. I also have been very active in the community, which I love. I chaired the Economic Development Authority in the city of Norfolk. I chaired the Redevelopment Housing Authority. I've been on the Chamber Executive Committee. I'm on the board of Hampton-Sydney College, Rick, and the board of Washington College. I'm an honorary alum at Old Dominion. I've got a passion for education as well because it's so important. I'm on the board of the VFIC, which supports some of the independent schools in the Commonwealth. So I've been active. And Governor McDonnell asked me to get involved in the Commonwealth Transportation Board. In his term, I served most of my term there, 4 years. And then Governor Northam, who was a personal friend in the city of Norfolk, asked me to come back, and I've been there almost for another additional 4 years. So I've spent about 8 years on the Commonwealth Transportation Board, but I can tell you it does not fully prepare you for this job. And I've been drinking from a fire hose for the last number of days. But the truth is I'm really honored to be on the Governor-elect Youngkin's team. Some of my goals as the Secretary of Transportation in support of the governor is, one, I want to ensure you that that I'm going to execute on Governor Youngkin's day one game plan and work with the governor-elect and all of you to invest in transportation priorities that jumpstart jobs and keep people moving in every corner of our Commonwealth. Governor-elect Youngkin has promised to invest more money in the roads and highways, and we're going to be laser focused on investing that money smartly. The governor-elect also recognizes the rising cost of living, including fuel costs, and he will work with the legislature to provide some relief on the motor vehicles fuel stacks. With the additional federal and state monies that are flowing into our coffers coming into transportation, there's absolutely money to continue to invest in transportation while focusing on our needed projects while easing the burden of our taxpayers at the same time. And I can assure you that we will be all in on day one to execute on our plan to secure more than our fair share of the federal discretionary monies that are going to be available at the federal level. And I am keenly focused on that in my personnel decisions that we've made to date. In 4 years, I want to be able to come back and say that Virginia has fully leveraged its transportation assets to create jobs and achieve sustained economic growth all across Virginia. As you know, we have a number of agencies that we work with in the Secretariat. VDOT, we're focused on delivering our mega projects on time and on budget. Some of those include the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, the largest project ever conceived and built in the Commonwealth. And we're focused on bringing that in on time and on budget. And in furtherance of Governor-elect Youngkin's Game One Day plan to jumpstart jobs and to keep people moving. I-66 outside the Beltway, we're working to keep this on track to open in late 2022. I-81, really important project. We're going to continue to advance work in the corridor to not only increase safety, ease congestion, but also to provide economic opportunity for that part of our Commonwealth. And we will look at other opportunities as well, including the I-64 gap, that 30-mile stretch between Hampton Roads and Richmond that is currently too small to handle what we want it to do. And if we are able to find a way to fix that, that will provide increased throughput to Hampton Roads and the Port of Virginia. In aviation, we're focused on working to promote growth in our regional airports to combat the 30% leakage that we're currently experiencing with those airports. There is something that is absolutely on the Governor-elect's radar, and we're going to look at every aspect of the network in Virginia, not only as a mode of transportation, but also as an engine of economic development. With regard to rail and transit, a couple of things that might be on your mind: the Western Rail Initiative, the expansion of the rail to the Southwest Virginia. The Amtrak line to Roanoke is currently the only profitable one in Virginia. In the last budget, the General Assembly funded an extension to serve Christiansburg and the New River Valley. We are purchasing 28 miles of track to support that. Upon the close of these agreements, we will also have the ability to add a second state-supported Amtrak train on the Roanoke to Boston route. General Assembly has also asked the Secretary of Transportation to study the extension of rail to Bristol, and we will be doing so. We understand that rail is a component of getting traffic off of 81, which is important to our long-term economic development needs. I look forward to studying that issue further and working with you on it. As it relates to transit, we will examine the long-term impacts that COVID has had on our ridership, and we will be adjusting our plans as necessary to include measures to address that. We also want to add performance metrics to ensure that we're getting the best bang for our buck, and we'll investigate innovative ways to provide service. Virginia Port Authority. I live in Norfolk, right in the middle of the port. I'm between the coal piers of Norfolk Southern and NIT. I look at Craney Island, the Virginia International Gateway, Newport News Terminal, and Portsmouth. I see it all every day. Or I did see it all every day. The deepening and widening of the Norfolk Channel that allows for bidirectional passage of ultra-large cargo vessels will be completed in 2025. We will work with VDEP and others to ensure that we'll be able to take advantage of the economic opportunities and job creation possibilities that this will bring. A really fun one, the Virginia Commercial Space Flight Authority. Previous investments have delivered a world-class launch site. We will continue to partner with NASA to support the International Space Stations with resupply missions as well as other scientific and national security missions. We will aggressively pursue new customers and other economic development opportunities like the Rocket Labs development that was recently announced. And as a personal side, I've got a little bit of hardware on that space station, so I'm particularly interested in it. At DMV, on day one, we will be open for business. We will lead our folks to ensure that we are providing best-in-class customer service. We will reinstitute more in-person opportunity, including providing more times that are convenient to our customers. I will work closely with our new Office of Transformation Chief, Eric Moeller, to conduct a thorough review of our operations to ensure that we have we have the tools, resources, and infrastructure to fully and efficiently serve our customers. Now, let me tell you about some fun we got coming up. Snow. So Saturday night, it could be ugly. And by that I mean we can get a lot of snow. We are laser focused on making sure we can deal with that. So we're working with the Virginia Department of Emergency Management and all sorts of other agencies. We're meeting, we're talking, we're doing everything that we can to make sure that we keep our roads safe, that we keep them open, and that we keep commerce flowing and the citizens being able to get from place to place. But it looks like it's going to come Saturday night. It's going to be a nice surprise and a nice welcome from the dear Lord to our new governor on his first night after being inaugurated. But I can assure you we're going to do everything that we can do to make sure we have a safe road system in the Commonwealth. So we have much work to do, and there's lots of hard work ahead. Yet these are exciting times, and I'm privileged to be part of this administration. I couldn't be more honored and enthusiastic to support Governor-elect Youngkin and to work with all of you to achieve these goals. So I appreciate the time to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about what we're thinking, and I stand ready to answer any questions that I haven't answered to.
Well,
Mr. Chairman,
first, Secretary Designee, thank you. Thank you very kindly for being here. And would you introduce the two individuals from the department are with you here today, please?
I will. Deputy Secretary Lawson is here today. He's going to remain on our team. He's an important cog. Director Mitchell is here as well. She's going to be with us for some time, helping us with the transition. And so we're excited about that. And I should tell you, Rick, that Linda Ford is going to serve as our acting commissioner at DMV while we search for a replacement for Rick. And obviously, we've got some big shoes to fill there.
And I think Linda's here also.
She's here. Right?
Linda, would you please stand?
So we're excited.
Thank you.
She's the pick of all of us, including Rick, that's the best person to do it, and she's well equipped to do that. So we're very confident, and of course, we'll be supporting her in any way that she needs it. So, thank you, Linda, for stepping up to do that.
Thank you kindly. Secretary Designee, let me say, you and I have had conversations. We've had the privilege to talk. I value your knowledge. You served 8 years on the CTB under two different administrations. You know the transportation network in the Tidewater area extremely well, and you've committed to me that you want to understand and better know the transportation network of the Commonwealth as a whole. Yes, and certainly that is under your purview. As is snow removal, and that's called baptism by fire. So I hope you don't. I hope it's mild. Let's say that. But and I'm going to call you by first names, Shep. This committee is very valuable, not only to you but to the Commonwealth. The things that come before this committee, you'll have to deal with, and we'll have to work together with. But I want you to know that this committee is here to help you. We want to work with you. My door is always open. You come to me, I will deliver to this committee, or you go to anyone on this committee and share your thoughts and your needs as a Secretary of the Transportation for the Commonwealth. We've diversified transportation. I commend Secretary Valentine and her agency, her staff, throughout her 4 years tenure. Jennifer Mitchell, my good friend, has been very valuable to DRPT. We've diversified transportation. She's just top notch. She's been right there, and she's got a great vision. And Long Bridge is very important. There's many facets. You touched on airports. You know that I have a great interest in improving air service in the Commonwealth. I think if we're going to grow our economy and make the Commonwealth more prosperous, we have to be able to travel in and out of the Commonwealth. We shouldn't have airports here that we have leakage, people going to other states to fly. And you and I have had those conversations also. And that's a tough nut to crack. But I commend you on embracing that thought and that idea. So, I think we've got a great individual standing before us today that's willing to take on the task of transportation. And that's certainly a huge task in the Commonwealth. I wouldn't want to be Secretary of DMV. I mean, but within that, you've got a lot to take on, Shep. But as a friend, as a colleague, as the Secretary of Transportation, which is how I will approach you, I thank you. I want to say that we're here for you, to help you, and we'll all work together to make the Commonwealth Transportation Network system better. And certainly, I think it's been made better over the last 4 years, and we want to continue to strive upon that. So at this time, any members of the committee would like to comment or speak to with the Secretary? If so, you're welcome. So, no one?
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, Designee.
I will add one last thing. It's really an honor to be here and to work with all of y'all. My door is, I'm an open book. I'm a straight shooter. I'll tell you what I think, and if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know, and I'll go find out. I encourage you to help me. A lot of y'all know a lot more about a lot of things than I do. My job is here to serve the governor-elect and to work with you all to make this place a better place. And that's why I signed on. That's why I agreed to join this team. So I appreciate your kindness to me, sir, and I look forward to working as hard as I can to fulfill my responsibilities. So thank you very much.
I have no doubt. Thank you. And we will look forward to working with you. Okay, we have no more business to come before the committee. Do we have a motion to adjourn? We have a motion and a second? Okay, at this time, committee stands adjourned.
I want to know if they hire anybody from Randolph-Macon.